Good morning. Happy Monday. Thanks for joining me. Just give me a second here. We're making sure that we're up and running on both Facebook and Instagram, and I think we're set. So just kind of housekeeping note, if I look like I'm not looking at the camera, sorry, we have two different screens going on. So we're trying to get it positioned just right, so I'm actually making eye contact with you. So good morning. Hope everyone is doing well. We are back today to talk once more about what it means to be authentically empowered. And our last discussion was about what it means to actually empower your body. And I talked briefly about real authentic empowerment comes from empowering your body, your mind, and your spirit. And I started with empowering your body because as a coach, I have witnessed over the last decade just simply helping someone to empower their body, what that can do to help them empower their mind, and then ultimately empower their spirit. And what I mean by empowering their spirit is for people to embrace what their purpose on earth really is all about. And when someone can figure that out, man, their life is rocking and rolling. So we started with empowering the body. And now I'm going to build on that today with what it takes and some practices that I have employed over the years to help me truly empower my mind. So when I talk about authentic empowerment, it's really important to remember that I'm discussing empowerment that is truly living to who you are. Okay? And not allowing ourselves to have this sense of fake empowerment in just one certain area of our life that we feel empowered in and ignoring the rest. Okay? So that's what I mean by authentically empowered. Okay? So an authentically empowered mind can only happen when we are willing to be vulnerable. And that's a hard one, right? Even just the word makes us feel uncomfortable. But the reality is, once we are able to live vulnerably, admit when we're wrong, have difficult conversations, that is when we are truly empowered. I don't like to talk politics, and I definitely won't talk much politics, but I think it's just a good example of, in this current day and age, that we are really attuned to listening to what I call all of our own press, right? And not being open and willing to admit when we are wrong. Okay. A personal story here is, I had owned a fitness coaching facility over the last 10 years. And it was always something that I tried to keep at the forefront of my mind, to not allow myself to always be the smartest person in the room. Right? That feels good, but boy, oh boy, will it hold us back, and it will keep us from continually empowering ourselves through empowering our mind. So I always sought out people that knew more than I did and were able to teach me and help me realize how much further I had to go. So we want to make sure, first and foremost, that we're avoiding this tendency to constantly listen to our own press. Okay? Now that I have sold my coaching facility and I am taking my business to a worldwide audience, in order for me to do like what I would call staying in the trenches and continuing to work with people and make sure that I'm not too comfortable and think I know everything there is to know, I put together a coaching advisory board. So these were people that I'd coached over the years and that I had a high level of respect for their opinion. And I put together this group to allow me to continue coaching. But then one of the biggest prerequisites of these members being in this group was that they would assure me they were comfortable when they needed to tell me they didn't agree with me. Right? So that's going to lead me into our 3 practices. And these are things that I personally have employed over, probably like the last 5 or 6 years that really have enabled me to go from this false sense of empowerment. And what I mean by that false sense of empowerment is like when you're kind of just obnoxious, right? You know something, you're going to argue it, but it's more of an obnoxious way, more in an obnoxious way than it is an authentic, open-minded growth way. Okay? So the 3 things I employ in my daily life is, first and foremost, is to read. Nobody likes to read anymore. Believe me, I get this. Like, I'm marketing now, and it's amazing how nobody will read anything, but everybody wants to just watch videos, right? Well, videos are great too, but I encourage you to make a daily practice of reading something that does a couple of different things for you. For one, I want something you read to challenge you. To challenge you in areas of your life that you find yourself getting much too comfortable. Okay? Read something that helps inspire you, okay? Not just motivate you. Those are great, and they're all over Instagram, all over the place. You got this, wake up every day and do this and this and this. I want it to actually inspire you, where you're asking yourself, like, what do I really want from life? So read something that helps inspire who you truly are and how you truly want to live your life. Okay. The second thing is to listen to speakers, to influencers, to motivators out there that are going to do exactly what your reading material should do. Should challenge you from being too comfortable in your life. Okay. And then thirdly, this one's a big one. This is surround yourself with people who are willing to challenge the way that you think. Okay. I'll refer back to politics on this one. We are all so prone to just tuning in to people that agree with us, but the reality is there is no empowerment in that. To truly be empowered, you need to be able to have difficult conversations, to listen to someone else's perspective, and then be able to defend your own perspective. Right? We have just shied away, as a country, we've shied away from respectful dissent. And it is okay to have a difference of opinion. And not only is it okay, it is actually going to improve your overall intelligence, and it is going to definitely overall improve the overall communication that we have with people. And that has to start with having difficult conversations. And it's not easy, right? Sitting in a room with someone that doesn't agree with you is uncomfortable. I get it. Another personal story here. As a business owner, there are times when you have to let employees go. And I will never forget the very first time that I had to let an employee go. And I won't forget it because it really does rank up there with one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I just never done it before. And although I knew I was completely warranted and justified in letting this employee go, after I did it, I went home and I literally couldn't get out of bed because it just broke me up that bad. Now, this was an individual that she had a big part in my personal life as well, so it was just a very difficult situation. Well, that's probably been 5 years ago now. Fast forward to where I am now, because I have embraced having difficult conversations, and in coaching people, we have to have uncomfortable conversations all the time. The more I have practiced that, the less of an emotional impact it has on me, and the more comfortable those difficult conversations are, not only for me, but for the person that I'm having those with. Now that is truly empowering. And those are the ways that you eventually help yourself and others improve and change their life. Okay? So I encourage you this week, Start a new practice of empowering your mind. Wake up and read something that takes you outside of your comfort zone or helps you find what your bigger purpose is. Secondly, listen to speakers, influencers that have the ability to challenge what you're comfortable with and help push you into that next level of living. And then thirdly, find valuable people that you respect in your life and surround yourself with them. Take time to spend time with people that challenge your way of thinking, support you in what you are seeking to do, and overall help you get where you are trying to go in life. So next week will be our third talk on what it means to be authentically empowered, and we're going to discuss what it means to empower your spirit. And that one's a fun one, but it comes last because we really do need to start with empowering our body, empowering our minds, before we ever can expect our spirit to be authentically empowered. So thanks a lot for joining me today. As always, be sure, if you haven't already, visit evfats.com and make sure you sign up for our newsletter. You will get our weekly blog in there, and then you'll also get a whole selection of free recipes and just encouraging videos and information, a lot of educational pieces on what it means to live a happy, healthy, fulfilled, and empowered life. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.